Today's episode is being brought to you by DistilUnion.com, problem-solving men's accessories. Founded in 2011, Distil Union crafts everyday essentials like wallets, key organizers, phone cases, and stands, believing that less is more makes good design. They've earned a reputation for creating problem-solving products that are both intuitive and elegant. Whether it's a wallet that eliminates bulk or a modular system that organizes what you carry, Distil Union's thoughtfully engineered designs simplify life. Their flagship products include the Wally Minimalist wallets, known for magnetic closures and slim profiles that securely hold your cards and cash. The Ferris modular key organizers use magnets to snap your essentials together, keeping everything in one streamlined setup. Distil Union's problem-solving accessories are made from premium materials like full-grain leather that ages beautifully over time, ensuring durability and style. Backed by a 3-year warranty, their products are built to last and engineered for everyday ease, offering the perfect balance of practicality and sophistication. I'm offering my listeners 20% off at checkout when you use my promo code LACEEMUP. That's LACEEMUP. That's LACEEMUP at checkout at DistilUnion.com when purchasing one of their slick men's accessory products. That's DistilUnion.com.
I have been informed that my announcement has been deemed disrespectful.
Listen up, Dwayne, you bald fraud!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest of all time!
Seth Rollins, I'm coming for you, boy. And I'm coming hard.
I am a visionary! I am a revolutionary!
The never seen 17!
Look at you now, boy! Ah! Look at you now! 4 letters, 1 word.
Last real champion, John Cena!
Alright.
Okay, there we go. We're running it back.
We're running it back.
But
like James would.
Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Ryan. It's our last episode of the year 2025.
You know what? I have to get rid of that little beeping sound. You guys hear all that? There we go. Sorry about that, guys. And we're running it back again. We're running it back again, trying to get it all right.
Back.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's okay.
So where were we? Yeah, we'll just continue from where we left off. But yeah, it's our last show of the year. We're gonna go over our awards for WWE for the year 2025.
So yeah, today we are doing the year-end awards of WWE 2025. We've had some big matches in the year 2025. You've had some incredible moments. We've had some not so incredible moments.
It's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs.
A lot of ups, a lot of downs.
But today, we're gonna highlight a little bit of both.
Exactly. But yeah. Altogether though, before we get into the year-end awards, how would you describe the year 2025 for WWE?
Definitely a down year as opposed to last year, especially with the build-up to WrestleMania 40, and last year arguably being one of their better years creatively.
Yeah.
And then just this year, it felt like a huge, downfall. It just felt like very lazy and lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were some highlights. There were some good shows. It wasn't all bad, but no. I think from a creative standpoint, it was underwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There was a lot of... The best way I could describe the year for WWE is just very underwhelming. Like you said, they've played a lot safe this year in terms of trying to advance storylines, trying to go all in on storylines. It just really felt like Triple H and the writing team really went just completely neutral in terms of trying to advance storylines and then trying to go and put their best foot forward. And we're kind of just left with an underwhelming year in WWE. You know, they relied heavily on the John Cena stuff. The John Cena retirement was basically the focal point.
Yeah,
of the year.
And now that he's officially retired, it makes you wonder, how are they going to, move on in his absence?
Right.
Because this is basically the first time in 23 years that there is no John Cena in WWE.
Right. No John Cena in WWE going forward into 2026. And yeah, it's going to make you wonder how the year 2026 will go. But we're gonna, today's podcast is about the year 2025 in terms of awards. And so, Ryan, let's pull up the list of what we have. Where do you want to start? Do you want to go with most improved or down the list, or do you want to go at the top?
We can go down the list. Make it interesting instead of it just being like
Okay.
Straight. So
Booker of the Year.
I had to put no comment because after talking with you about it, because I don't
Well, let's give a little context first of what Booker of the Year is. First.
Yeah, we're talking about like Booker of the Year, so it's like basically like the person who calls the shots. So like for WWE for example, you have Triple H head of creative, you have Shawn Michaels, in charge of NXT creative, and then you have Tony Khan in charge of AEW. So when we mean Booker of the Year, we mean like the person who is like booking the shows, makes the final call, like all the decisions go through them.
Right, exactly. My vote for Booker of the Year is Tony Khan. Tony Khan has done a remarkable job with AEW, bringing AEW back to the forefront of the best wrestling this year. They've continued to have a trajectory of improvement every single year for the last couple of years now. And so now that you look at the storylines that they have built within the world title, the only thing I don't like is that the world title's kind of bounced around a whole lot. You've had like John Moxley holding like the title, with Ransom, and then Hangman Adam Page, and now Samoa Joe. It has been like that for a couple of years now, but altogether they've had a really strong year, I think. And I think Tony Khan deserves a lot of credit in terms of building AEW back up because they were lost in the year 2023 and 24. And so, I think it was a good, solid year for AEW.
Yeah, I had to put no comment because I know what's happening in AEW, but I don't watch it, so it wouldn't be fair for me to give like my opinion because it wouldn't be fair judgment on my part. Mm-hmm. So I have to go with like no comment. I mean, I guess I could say like, there were some highlights, that from Triple H and Tony Khan, but I can't pick a definitive Booker of the Year just because like I primarily watch WWE and I don't watch AEW, so it wouldn't be fair for me to like just say, oh, Triple H because he's the only one I watch. So it's not fair for me to just pick one guy.
You're not a wrestling fan if you don't watch AEW. I'm just joking with you. Okay, but that's fair enough. I would say Triple H has not had a strong year in terms of booking.
Yeah, he like we've said, he had some moments, but it felt like this year he was more about booking moments than he was about like actual like storylines and payoffs and all. It was more just, let's have a moment because it's like have it go viral and trending and like be a shock.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. Triple H has relied heavily on returns this year. You think about the Brock Lesnar return, the AJ Lee return, all very, shocking in their own right. But also, he's just relied that's been like the biggest things of WWE this year besides the John Cena retirement tour.
Yeah, and I know because we've seen it. Triple H can do better. We've seen what he's capable of, especially when he's at his best. So hopefully, 2026 is a rebound year,
right?
And hopefully, it gets off. There's already big shows planned for the first Raw and SmackDown of the year. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see how those go because I feel like those two shows will tell us a lot about the creative process going into the year 2026.
Exactly. All right. You know what? We can skip. Let's skip worst wrestler of the year and worst show of the year till the end. I feel like that'd be a funny little way to cap it off.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think your most improved is shocking, huh?
My most improved? My most improved, and I'm gonna agree with you on this. My most improved is Dom Mysterio.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really taking the leap.
Yeah,
this year.
I would say I know I'm not the biggest fan of Dom, but I will say his heel work has been like truly exceptional this year. I feel like he's at the top of his game, and he's more over now than he's like ever been. And so I feel like this year he's done some of his best work, and I would say in terms like he's improved a lot in the ring. You can tell he's getting more comfortable on the mic. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, so I have to say my most improved goes to Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Right. Dirty Dom, baby. Dirty Dom Mysterio. He's obviously has taken like the leaps and bounds of what, of where he has been at the last couple of years. And obviously he's had a trajectory since the year 2022, 23, then he feuded with his father, Rey Mysterio. Then, it's been all about the Judgment Day stuff. I mean, this guy has really, even within like the last like 6 months, up from WrestleMania till now, has proven that he is a pillar of the next generation of WWE superstars.
Yeah, and then I know you've said it. You say you see Dom as a future world champion.
Yeah, I do. I really do. I really do think that Dominic Mysterio is a future world champion in this business, and if he continues to just evolve himself the way he has been, I mean, who would have thought? I remember having a conversation with you last year or not last year, sorry, maybe a few years ago. It was like when we went to WrestleMania in Dallas, and he was tagging with Ray. And I just didn't think that there was anything special of Dominic Mysterio. I thought he was just too cookie cutter, like he didn't deserve to be there.
Like generic face, yeah.
And then look at him now. Look at Dominic Mysterio now. He's totally just reinvigorated himself into a level where he's like a main event player. He could be. He's on that verge. Obviously, like the pillars in WWE going forward will be Dom, it'll be Braun Breaker, it'll be Logan Paul,
Another thing that you can attest to about how much Dom has improved, he got to be in he was in 3 of John Cena's last 4 appearances.
Yeah. That's how much that John Cena was able to give back to this guy because he wanted him a part of his final matches. And so for Dominic Mysterio being part of John Cena's final matches, that's a testament to what Dominic Mysterio is doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Let's go into show of the year. Yeah,
this was a toss up for me. I couldn't really pick just one because I feel like these were the highlights. But I have SummerSlam, Elimination Chamber, and Evolution.
Okay,
and I say Evolution because like shout out to the women. I think they did really well. I think the woman carried WWE this year.
Oh yeah,
and I feel like that was just a top notch show from top to bottom. Like, it's super entertaining throughout. Like, all the matches were great. The crowd was into it. And it just felt like they put a lot of effort into it. And so, hopefully, this happens more often. It isn't like, every few years.
Right.
Because the woman proved, like, you see, like, they are more than capable of putting on a good show. So, I have to say Evolution. And then Elimination Chamber, just because I feel like both chamber matches were great.
I was gonna say
you had the the couple other matches, and then of course you had the John Cena heel turn,
right?
Which I know was completely unexpected, and I feel like that really added to the show because like that's a moment that it kind of felt like a WrestleMania moment because it's like that is something you would expect to see at like a WrestleMania or at like a SummerSlam, but here you see it at Elimination Chamber in Toronto.
Yep.
So it was. I think Elimination Chamber was one of the better shows of the year, and I say SummerSlam because like for it being the first 2-night SummerSlam ever, I think they really did well, especially night 2. Like night 2 was like outstanding.
Yep. Yeah, I think Elimination Chamber this year was probably the show of the year, considering it had that great match of Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah, that was a killer match.
What really was both Elimination Chambers being really really good, and then John Cena winning it, and then obviously you had the heel turn at the end. I mean SummerSlam. I think was it SummerSlam night 1. SummerSlam night 1 was all right, but obviously
because you had Gunther Punk, and then you had the Ruse of the Century.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That was okay, and then obviously SummerSlam night 2, the main event, made up for a lot of it too.
And I think and definitely the SummerSlam night 2 main event made up for the main event of WrestleMania night 2.
Exactly.
So
I would say WrestleMania night 1 too. WrestleMania night 1 was
WrestleMania night 1 was good, and another like highlight from WrestleMania night 1 was definitely the triple threat, the main event.
Exactly. Yeah. Another good show. as far as PLEs go, those are like the top shows of this year. But I'd have to give it to Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. I totally agree. I felt like that was a show that like fired on all cylinders, and especially like, like I said, with the Elimination Chamber essentially being kind of like a B tier.
Yep.
PLE, but they made it feel special.
Exactly. Hello, what does it say? EE14. Hello, WWE is so peak. I agree. WWE is so peak.
That's why we're doing this.
Exactly. Yep.
But yeah, so let's show of the year. And now next we're gonna do Rookie of the Year. If you want to start off with this one, who's your Rookie of the Year?
I think it has to be Obafemi. I think by watching what happened on Saturday night's main event, a few weeks ago, his entrance, his presentation, his ability to be a star, it's already there. He just has to be on the main roster now, and I think it's easily Obafemi.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. I know for me, the reason I picked Ricky Saints because this was actually like his first year in WWE, because he signed to WWE this year. So I did it in terms of like that point of view. It's like he's technically a rookie in the WWE banner, but I felt like Ricky Saints had a great year. He was NXT North American champion. He was NXT champion. He's a great wrestler, so he's put on some of the better matches in NXT this year. So my Rookie of the Year is Ricky Saints.
Now I will say this, even though he's not a rookie, newcomer of the year has to be Penta.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's Penta, like the way he started off, and then like he's so over with the crowd.
How do you do it? Like the
he's so over with the crowd.
Yeah.
He's a great wrestler. Like he's had like his debut match with Chad Gable was a gem.
Oh, yeah.
That was a truly good match. So yeah, no, I agree. I definitely think Penta, and hopefully, I know he recently got injured, so hopefully when he comes back, they keep pushing him, because I think Penta has big things ahead.
Yeah.
I think Penta's a future world champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. I really do. He debuted after the first Raw on Netflix. I think it was like the second show. I think was it. Also, too, that was like
in March.
Was it in March against Chad Gable?
Yeah.
I thought it was the second show.
It was before WrestleMania.
Oh. Well, whatever the case is. Also, too, going back a little bit, that first Raw on Netflix was pretty good. That had a lot going on. Obviously, Final Boss, it wasn't really The Rock. It was more Dwayne out there. But then you had John Cena on that show. You had a lot of, you had the main event between Punk and Seth Rollins.
Which was a good match. You had Roman versus Solo.
Yeah.
Which was a surprisingly good match.
And then you had, for the very last time, who would have thought it would have been his last time appearing on television, Hulk Hogan, getting booed in L.A. I mean, severely booed.
Yeah.
To the fact where, he was just booed out of the building. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but
very sad that was his last moment in WWE on television. Obviously, we never wished for that to, for it to be his last appearance. There's reasons why people booed him.
But we don't want. Well, we're not gonna get like too deep into it. But
we don't have to get too deep into it. But yeah, that was a moment right there. But yeah, we can go forward here into moments of the year.
Moment of the year. Well, we already talked about it. I have two. Just this one I picked just because not only was it WWE's moment of the year, but I think also just because of the shock value behind it. Mm-hmm. The John Cena's heel turn.
Yep.
And then John Cena winning number 17. Now you can say
John Cena,
say what you want about the match itself, but especially the fact that we were there live and in person, and the fact that I got to see him. It was my moment.
That was your moment.
Yeah, so the fact that I got to see him win.
There's nothing better than coming home from a long day of work, turning on the game, and having a cold beverage in hand. Just sometimes a beer doesn't cut it. And that's why I'm introducing to you today Cannabis Seltzer from shop.getgoodsfeel.com. It's a redefining refreshment with its innovative range of THC-infused beverages. Founded to offer a new era of relaxation, Good Feels crafts drinks that provide a consistent, clean, and enjoyable experience. Each product is meticulously formulated with high-quality, natural ingredients, ensuring an uplifting mood, without the drawbacks of traditional THC consumption. Good Feels believes in the power of nature and wellness, delivering beverages that harmonize taste and tranquility. These drinks are designed for those seeking a balanced lifestyle, blending seamlessly into social gatherings, relaxing evenings, or any moment that calls for a touch of calm. Their commitment to transparency and quality is evident in every sip, making them a trustworthy choice for those looking to explore the benefits of THC as a great tasting cannabis seltzer. Don't call me Santa Claus, but today I'm offering my listeners 20% off at checkout when you go to shop.getgoodfeels.com. Use our promo code LACEEMUP at checkout, and you can enjoy exclusive savings when you try these delicious flavors as blood orange, pineapple mango, grapefruit, or even the beverage enhancers such as lemonade and much more. Heck, even get the bundle while you're at it too. These drinks are the perfect combination for watching your LA teams. Go to shop.getgoodfeels.com. You have to be 21 plus only to buy. And remember, use our promo code at checkout. That's LACEEMUP. That's Lace 'em Up. And ease your mind with cannabis seltzer beverages. That's cannabis seltzer from shop.getgoodfeels.com. So as you guys know, I've been on a fitness journey the last several months, and as an avid CrossFitter, I'm constantly looking for different proteins to try. And I don't know about you, but I hate protein powders that have that bland, chalky taste. And that's why I'm taking the time out through today's podcast to introduce to you Clear Whey Protein Powder, a refreshing high-protein drink that transforms your post-workout routine. Crafted with pure whey protein isolate, this innovative formula offers a light and flavorful alternative to traditional protein shakes. With zero lactose and zero sugar, it caters to those seeking a clean, transparent approach to fitness nutrition without compromising on taste or quality. My personal favorite flavor is strawberry watermelon. It has that crisp, summertime flavor, perfect for your taste buds. But you can also try wild blue raspberry. Both are incredibly delicious. And with 20 grams of protein per serving, it's fulfilling my CrossFit needs. That's why Clear Whey Protein stands out with its crystal clear appearance and refreshing flavors, making it the perfect companion for your active lifestyle. Whether you're hitting the gym or need a protein boost during the day, this drink seamlessly integrates into your routine. And it's super easy to make. All you gotta do is just add water, mix it up a little bit, and boom, you got yourself a delicious protein drink, and say goodbye to all the bloating from all the other protein products out there. And best yet, I'm offering 20% off to listeners of today's podcast when you go to clearprotein.com. That's KLEAR protein.com. When you go to checkout, all you have to do is put in our discount code. That is LACEEMUP. That's LACEEMUP. That's code LACEEMUP when you go to checkout, and you'll get 20% off Clear Protein products. Elevate your daily protein intake with confidence and clarity. Choose Clear Whey Protein Powder and experience the difference today.
17 is just like, it's something I'm never going to forget, regardless of what you say what you want about the match and like heel run, but for me, that's always going to be like a highlight moment for me. So those are my moments of the year. Mm-hmm. Oh, what yours are, Mike?
I mean, look, it has to be, even though, okay, we're gonna preface this. The follow-up was horrible. The follow-up was the worst thing that they could have ever done with involving The Rock. And you can blame The Rock, you cannot blame The Rock. However it is, the follow-up was horrible. They should have never turned John Cena heel. I guess just looking back at it, in hindsight, he should have never turned heel. Now, did it give us great, some great matches with him as a heel and some other baby faces? Yeah, it did. But John Cena should have never turned heel. With that said, it was a pretty damn shocking moment.
It was.
It was. You know, the way it happened, the way it was executed, The Rock doing the throat slash, John Cena kicking him in the nuts. That's where, The Rock, they really should have capitalized on that. And it's just a damn shame that it never materialized. And I get it that Travis Scott wasn't really built for, doing any matches or anything like that. And but really The Rock shouldn't have dipped out like that. And you know what? And also too, not even about The Rock, like WWE should have had a more focal point on making sure that John Cena made it clear to the audience the reason why he turned heel was because of his frustrations within himself. And
pure desperation. Like, he's a desperate man. He hasn't won a televised singles match in 7 years.
Right.
He hasn't won a singles championship in 8 years.
Right.
At this point.
Exactly.
And I was even telling you, and you're like, yeah, that's what the story should have been. It's like, this is a desperate man doing anything he can to basically go out the way he wants, and the only way he could do it is basically having to be desperate and be like, all right, I'm selling out.
Right.
If this is what I gotta do to get back on top, so be it.
Exactly. That should have been the storyline.
Yeah, but aside from that, the heel turn itself, the moment itself was like chef's kiss.
Exactly. Now John Cena, I think he said in some podcast. I know he said it on Cody Rhodes' podcast that, look, we did get the Ron Cena match, we did get the CM Punk match, we did get the Randy Orton match, and it was allowing for that to happen. But I think we could have gotten to some of those matches anyways. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on to our female wrestler of the year. Mm-hmm. For me, personally, I put Io Sky.
Yep.
Just because I feel like in all the matches she's had this year, she's
been
great. She's like, by far, she's the best, like, women's wrestler on the roster, in my opinion. And she's had, like, you look at her triple threat match at WrestleMania, that was a high quality match. Her and her Rhea Ripley at Evolution.
Yeah.
I saw my female wrestler of the year is Io Sky, but honestly, I feel like there's a couple other names that I could have picked, but for me personally, it's Io Sky.
Io Sky, she's above and beyond like the female wrestler of the year. I think, just in terms of the quality matches, that WrestleMania main event she's had, she's the world champion. It's her, but then also Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah, I would say Stephanie Vaquer just because, like, with how fast, with this basically being her first year on the main roster, her being, like, a tremendous in-ring wrestler herself,
right,
winning the world championship in her first year,
right,
and so, yeah, I don't disagree with Stephanie Vaquer at all.
Right, yeah, no, definitely. I think, though, it's Io Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, too.
Exactly.
And so now I'll let you start this one off. The match of the year. What's your match of the year?
Match of the year. Man,
there's
some good ones.
There's some good ones to choose from, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It really just comes down to, in WWE particularly, it comes down to John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, and it comes down to Cena versus AJ Styles at Crown Jewel. And I'm going to pick Cena and Styles at Crown Jewel. Yeah. Because of just the emotion that was in it.
And that definitely, it felt like it was two legends, basically. It was like a love story for wrestling fans.
Yep.
Because all the tributes they did.
Yep.
And, and I know a lot of people are like, they can have a match, but it could possibly tarnish, like, match they had before. No. Like, if you wanted to, you can say CM Punk and John Cena are wrestling soulmates, but if you want to talk about a pure in-ring chemistry, it's AJ Styles and John Cena, like, hands down.
Yeah.
And so for me, I have it as Cena Cody SummerSlam Night 2 and Cena Styles Crown Jewel, especially the Crown Jewel match. I was just like, man, this is like literally like a love story, because you see Cena hitting like all the moves, the Sister Abigail, the choke slam, the tombstone, the RKO.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. All those moments. And even at the in-ring announcements with, how John Cena hand-wrote an announcement for AJ Styles.
The definition of total nonstop action.
Yep, exactly.
The face that runs the place. And then you have the match with Cody, especially after, like, the dud they had at WrestleMania Night 2. Yep. And they basically, like, stepped up huge. It was a 5-star match.
Yep.
It was like 40 minutes of street fight, which I think really helped it.
Yep.
I think the stipulation helped. John, and that was the match where you started to see, like, okay, John Cena he can still go.
He can.
That match opened your eyes to, like, all right, maybe this guy can still go.
We've said it before on this podcast. I thought that John Cena was washed. But, altogether, he proved himself as the year went on. The matches only got better and better and better.
Yeah. Then that's what I would say. And now going into this male wrestler of the year,
there's a few wrestlers you could say male wrestlers. There's CM Punk. There's Cody Rhodes.
there's Gunther, and then there's John Cena between those 4.
Yeah, and I know with me,
We already know who's
you can
yours,
say
dude.
what you want, for me, it's John Cena. But I feel like this one is actually like earned because of basically like the Royal Rumble match was good. He was good in the Rumble. Mm-hmm. He was good in the Chamber. The WrestleMania was, but like pretty much aside from maybe like 2 or 3 matches this year, John Cena had nothing but like classic matches after classic match.
Exactly. Yeah. CM Punk had some good matches this year. Obviously Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, even though it's his moniker, he is the quarterback of the WWE right now. Like, it's not even close. He's the one leading the way. He's the one. He's the number one guy. Roman Reigns is taking a step back. Obviously, no more John Cena. And John Cena, even in his last year, wasn't like the number one guy. It's Cody Rhodes. But I will say, in terms of who's had the best matches this year, it's John Cena.
Yeah, because think about it. Like you said, we had the Elimination Chamber, which was one of the better matches, Elimination Chamber matches in recent memory. And then, of course, like a match that I think goes under the radar, even though I can't stand the guy, but I'll admit they put on a banger, was John Cena and Logan Paul.
Right.
That was great. And then another match that I felt like doesn't get a lot of love and attention because it was on SmackDown, but Cena versus Sami Zayn. That match was, that match was like a banger. We saw John Cena hit a spear.
Yeah.
Like, whew. That match, for it being on a SmackDown, that match was like so good.
Yep, exactly.
I wish it was longer, but yeah. Like, and I know Cena and Sami have only wrestled twice, but they showed in the 2 times they wrestled, like, they got chemistry. Mm-hmm. Those 2 got chemistry.
Yeah. Altogether, a really great year in WWE. Some good wrestling, some bad storytelling, though. Let's get into that a little bit. SmackDown was not a watchable show this year.
Yeah. Aside from a few episodes, like I said, the Chicago episode was probably the best SmackDown show of the year.
Yep.
Simply because, like, yes, it was John Cena's last, but you had Cena, Sami Zayn. You had the AJ Lee return.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like that was probably the best. But yeah, SmackDown was pretty missable this year.
Yeah.
Especially going into the recent years, SmackDown has actually been like improving in terms of like, it was always considered like, the B show and Raw was the A show. But there was a point in time, like 2016, 2017, where SmackDown was like the show.
That's all a very missable period for me. I don't really remember quite much from that time. But in terms of this year, SmackDown, it went from 2 hours to 3 hours, back to 2 hours,
and now it's going back to 3.
They can't find their footing. I don't know what it is. They can't find their footing in terms of like how to make quality television week in and week out. And it's not that Monday Night Raw is that much better,
because Raw had some pretty missable shows this year too.
Exactly, but I feel like this year particularly, WWE and Triple H have put all of their eggs in their basket in terms of Netflix.
And then not to say that he could be the problem, but Road Dogg is in charge of like, he's like the main writer for SmackDown. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's time that they take Road Dogg out, but Triple H is all buddy. He doesn't want to say no to his best friend.
That's kind of weird. I mean, he's been in and out of the company for years now, but altogether, they're going to have to figure out, if they want SmackDown to be successful in 2026, they're going to have to figure out consistent storylines for that show. Yeah. I mean, look at the stuff that they have right now with Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. I feel like that's really good. They just announced, for in a few weeks, in
3 Stages of Hell in Berlin.
In Berlin, yeah.
And we haven't had a 3 Stages of Hell match, at least on the main roster. I saw there was one in NXT, but in terms of the main roster, we haven't had a 3 Stages of Hell match since 2013. It was John Cena versus Ryback. That's the last time we had a 3 Stages of Hell match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what those stipulations could be, because you and I, we were going back and forth on what the possible stipulations for that match could be.
It could be, 1, it'd be boring, but it'd be a regular match, and then 2, you start adding upping the ante.
Yeah,
in terms of like maybe like a no disqualification match, and then
Possibly the third one is a steel cage
or like Falls Count
Falls
Anywhere.
Count Anywhere. You know, it could be anything really.
Yeah, it could. So it'll be interesting to see the route they go, especially with it being an international show, being in Berlin, Germany, because you know WWE tends to step up when they go international.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that show turns out.
Exactly. Yeah, SmackDown, you know, they're going to have to do a lot better on that regards to making it watchable, because I know I don't really watch SmackDown every single week. I just kind of catch up on YouTube and then, you know, obviously through social media. But yeah, the year 2025, how would you give a grade for WWE in the year 2025?
I would say C minus.
C minus?
C minus just because of, like, I feel like their highlights were really, like, high.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of their highlights were, like, helped carry them this year. Mm-hmm. But also just because, like, you had the lazy, lackluster booking. I can't give it a D because I don't think it was, like, terrible.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like a C minus. I feel like I'm being generous with the C minus, but I feel like it's valid because it's like you had the highlights were like absolute like high points.
Yeah.
And I feel like because of those moments, it helps kind of save the overall rating.
Exactly.
At least for me. Mm-hmm. So.
But yeah, all right, yeah.
And then I don't know if you wanted to get into the worst wrestler of the year,
that's right.
And worst show of the year.
Worst wrestler of the year. Wow.
Now this is for me. This might be controversial. It might not. Mm-hmm. But I put Jey Uso just because I know he got pushed, and I'm not saying he didn't deserve his push, but like, you know, they made him world heavyweight champion, but I felt like he didn't step up, especially with him being the guy, being the world champion. Like you expect, like, okay, they're the world champ, so you expect, like, you know, them to have like good matches and just, like, you know, put on a good show. And I felt like Jay didn't really do that. He got gassed out pretty quick. Yeah. And I felt like a lot of his matches were basically just rinse and repeat.
Yeah, it's basically him coming out doing
yeah,
you know,
which
all that.
I definitely think like his entrance is over, but it's also like his spear is,
right.
And like not to discredit Jay in the slightest, but you can definitely tell his moveset is more tuned out to be a tag team wrestler.
It is,
as opposed to a singles wrestler.
You know, and people make fun of it through TikTok and all the time. That is one word.
Yeah,
that's his promo.
It's everybody saying like, oh, if he forgets his lines, it's like, yeah. But I mean, I will say he had some good moments, like when we saw Serious Jey Uso. I think Serious Jey Uso, right hand man Jey Uso, is like, that's the Jey we need on a weekly basis.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's my worst wrestler of the year.
Like, yeah.
I don't know if you have a different one or.
I mean,
or if you
know,
agree.
it's hard to say. You know, Jey Uso definitely didn't like. I guess he was underwhelming as world champion. You know, there's like nobody that's horrible. You know, on the main roster right now. I feel like anybody that was horrible, like I would say like a Nia Jax per se. Not trying to catch strays at Nia Jax, but even she's made some improvements.
Yeah, she's improved.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't anybody like that was just god awful.
And I don't really want to count those who like didn't really wrestle, because I feel like that's not fair,
right?
Because you don't really have like much to like judge them on, because like you like say for example like someone like B-Fab, like she didn't really wrestle, so I feel like it's not fair to her to assume that,
right?
But yeah, it's like you said, there was a few, but like there's a lot of wrestlers that are like good. And then you have like some wrestlers that are great, and then you have like some wrestlers that are like, they're hit or miss. Yep. But I wouldn't say there's like, oh, this guy's like terrible. Yeah. I think you just have a lot of wrestlers that are hit or miss.
Right. Exactly.
And now I'll go into the worst show of the year.
Oh, it has to be Survivor Series.
Yeah, Survivor Series, and I went there. Trust me, I was there live, which is why I'm sure this probably shocks you a little bit that I said it, because I was there. Yeah. But like, it was very underwhelming, especially the War Games matches. Like, the women's War Games match was probably the worst one they've done since they incorporated it to the main roster. Mm-hmm. The men's War Games match just felt very flat, and it really felt like it needed more time. It felt rushed,
right?
Especially at the end,
right?
But also, it's like you have Brock Lesnar. You think they're gonna have Brock Lesnar like be out there for like an hour? No.
Yeah. No.
And another thing, which I get it, I'm not mad at it. They got rid of the shark cages.
Yeah.
Which I'm not mad at it, because I do like how it gave you like the element of surprise, because like, wait, who comes out next? Because
Right.
when it's in the cage, it's like, oh, you see who's next because they're waiting by the door.
Yeah.
So I like that part of like, oh, it's like element of surprise, but it's also like, are you really gonna have Braun Breaker, Brock Lesnar, and Bronson Reed locked up in a cage?
No.
No.
No. Exactly. I think like it was just very underwhelming, you know, in a sense that like, look, you know, they put a lot of promotion, they put a lot of like time into
And
you know, investing into this PLE
and especially with this being part of the Big Four.
right, exactly.
And with it being like at Petco Park, which is like
yeah.
beautiful stadium. It's the first time ever that they've had a PLE there at Petco
Yeah.
Park.
Mm-hmm.
So you thought like, oh, they're gonna step up big because like this is huge. It's history because
Yeah.
there's no.
All it was just entrances. That was it. That was basically the most exciting part.
Yeah, and like Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella was very forgettable.
Very
That match was
forgettable.
like a snooze fest.
Exactly.
Cena versus Dom wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, but like it wasn't bad.
I mean,
You had the highlight, what being Liv Morgan returning.
Yeah. Honestly, if there is a worst wrestler of the year, could it be Nikki Bella? I mean, she's not great.
I mean, look at her match
Yeah.
with Becky Lynch. That match was
Yeah.
god awful at a Clash in Paris.
I mean,
And
yeah,
then she
sorry,
made it
Nikki
obvious.
Bella.
And then she made it obvious to Becky Lynch that she made it so obvious that Becky wasn't actually hitting the freaking
Right.
announce table because she literally was just
yeah, doing all
moving
that.
her hands. So
Right.
like, yeah, and I know she says she's here to show that she can keep up with the women. I don't think she can. I don't think she can.
either.
I don't think she was really that great of a in-ring wrestler. She had some good match,
Yeah.
some, but like other than that, like she's not known for her wrestling ability.
Look,
she's
know-
not known for her mic abilities. She's known mostly because she dated John Cena. Like,
Basically. And look, you mentioned 2016, 2017 a while ago. I can't really remember a whole lot from that era because, you know, that was like 10 years ago when Vince McMahon was still in charge, and it was very missable, you know. You think WWE was bad this year? That whole era in like 5 years.
No, you want to know? Yeah,
But Nikki Bella was actually a good female wrestler back in 2016,
yeah,
2017.
she did improve like
Yeah.
at the time, and then this year it just feel like she just
Yeah.
regressed, went back to the same old
Well,
moves,
she's just
and like
older now.
and
She
like
can't-
I know they turned her heel, and I'll say that she's a much better heel than she's a babyface, but it's also like she's just literally her heel character just feels like the same heel character she's been doing all these years.
Exactly.
There's nothing new to it. There's no substance. There's always like, oh, and I had to sacrifice my time to be here in this like pathetic city or whatever it is.
Exactly.
It's like there's nothing of substance. Like
Yeah.
she hasn't really had any good storylines, and like it's funny because because Becky roasted her with that. It would be you and oh wait, you can't see him anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
When they were talking about like power couple.
Yeah.
So it's like the fact that Nikki is back, but it's mostly because like people know her, like, oh, she dated John Cena. It's like we all know she's really only back for the money.
Exactly.
That's
And
the
what
only
it is.
reason why she's
Yeah,
back.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I think that's someone you could put up there, especially with her being in the ring with someone as talented as Stephanie Vaquer and Becky Lynch, and not being able to even have a because I'm telling you, Becky Lynch can put on a good match with almost anyone. But
she
the
can.
fact that she couldn't do it with Nikki goes to show you just that's not on Becky. That just goes to show you how like Nikki and Becky had no chemistry, and you could just see that like she can't keep up with the current woman.
Yeah, exactly.
She can't.
Yeah, exactly. Well, any lasting words for the year 2025, Ryan?
Definitely not their best year, not their worst. I would say I have high hopes for 2026, but I don't want to put expectations on it.
Yeah.
But I will say I think there is potential for 2026 to be a rebound year. I won't say it has the potential to be like, oh, their best creative year ever. No. I will say I think there's a lot of potential for 2026 to be a good year, and I think it all starts on the first Raw and SmackDown of the year.
Yeah, that's going to set the tone.
Especially because you have two big championship matches. You have Braun Breaker versus CM Punk for
Things
for the world heavyweight
Stranger
title.
Things theme.
Yeah, for the world heavyweight title.
Yeah.
On January 5th, and then you have Cody Drew for the WWE title, 3 Stages of Hell, and I feel like those two shows are gonna help pave the way on the creative direction WWE is gonna go this year. Obviously, like a lot can change, but I feel like those two shows, it's like they will set the scene for what this year's gonna look like.
Exactly.
If they pull off shocks and swerves on Raw and SmackDown, then I think that's signs for potentially having a good year, because it's like, wait, they actually did this on a Raw or a SmackDown. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but imagine Braun Breaker beat CM Punk and
That'd be
became the
huge.
World Heavyweight Champion. Everybody would be shocked, because they'd be like, wait, what? Like you just put the title on CM Punk, and now you put it on Braun Breaker. Like, what?
I know.
And I wouldn't hate it. I would not be mad at it. I would like it.
Yeah. But yeah.
And I think, and we talked about this in the previous episode, and we both think it's highly unlikely, but I think it would make for great TV and great storytelling if they had both world champions lose their titles.
I think so too. WWE has to start off the year hot, because just in terms of the backlash that's been going on in WWE creative, towards the WWE creative, and so if you start off the year hot with 2 title changes, I think that's going to set the tone for the year, and hopefully we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting, especially then. I think when it comes to the Royal Rumble, it'll be interesting, especially with it being in Saudi, which I know people don't like, but like I said, WWE tends to step up when they go international. So it'll be interesting to see how the Royal Rumble turns out, and that's when the WrestleMania picture will start to make the WrestleMania picture will get clearer, and it'll be interesting because you have the possibility of Chris Jericho returning.
We'll see.
You have the possibility of, because there are rumors going around that this is Brock Lesnar's last year. Mm-hmm. We know AJ Styles is calling it quit soon.
Yeah. So we'll see what kind of year comes forward. But yeah, I want to say thank you guys. This is the final podcast of the year 2025 for Lace 'em Up Sports. Obviously we're going to put the pedal to the metal in terms of putting content forward. I'm going to, work my hardest into making sure content is released on a weekly, maybe semi-daily, content progress, I guess.
And we do have merch coming. Like, for example, look at the
shirts. We got some Dodger shirts going on. Ryan has his Wrestling with Ryan shirts. We showed that last week. But yes, I want to say thank you guys to everyone that's contributed to watching and to just supporting. And thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for a great 2025. Things are on the up for 2026. We couldn't do this without your guys' support. So thank you for watching us, and spread the word. Tell your grandmas, your mothers, your aunts, your uncles, your girlfriends,
anybody,
your
dog.
Tell your dog. Yeah, tell them about Lace 'em Up.
Exactly.
And of course, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube,
all the socials. Lace 'em Up Sports.
And if you have anything you want us to talk about, you could always shoot us a message at laceemuptakes@gmail.com.
There you go. Or on just the socials. Hit us on the DMs. But yeah, thank you guys very much. And we will see you guys.
will see you next year. Happy New Year and happy holidays.
Happy holidays to everyone. And especially you guys on the Talk Tick. Is that how you say it, right? Talk Tick? Yeah. Let's see. End this now. All right. And we are ready to do.
Ready to do.